In this module, I'll be explaining about the different conventional signs and symbols depicting different cultural features. The legend or key provided with the topo sheet explains the sign and symbols used in topo sheet. To begin with, let us start with the use of colors in the topo sheet. Basically, you will see that three colors are used extensively in any topo sheet to depict the land use pattern. They are as follows. Yellow color depicts plain cultivable land or land suitable for cultivation. White color depicts barren land or land unsuitable for cultivation. And the green color depicts forested area or jungle. So if we refer to the topo sheet, you will come across these three colors. Green, wherever you have a patch of green, means it is forested area. Where yellow wash is there, that means land is suitable for cultivation. And where you have white patches, that refers to barren land or wasteland. In addition to these three colors, you will come across other colors like blue color. Blue color refers to perennial water source. Like here you can see blue dots. This refers to lined perennial wells. Then red color is used to depict man-made features. Wherever you see the red color, that means it is a man-made feature. Like we have some example of permanent huts here, cart track, metal road and so on. Black is extensively used to write any informations to be communicated to the observer, like name of the settlements or any informations related to the topo sheet will be written in black. Black also refers to non-perennial source of water. Like we have a stream here which is represented by black color. And brown color is used to depict contoured lines. Contoured lines will be drawn in brown color. This is a contour 280, so it is drawn in brown color. And if you have sandy features, so it will be depicted with brown dots. Now let us see the cultural features. We will refer to the settlements. Settlements are places where people live. It may be a village or town where basic infrastructural facilities like water, security, and roads are present. It is represented by an agglomeration of solid red squares. Like you can see here, these are settlements: Anadra, Harmatia. These are settlements. Settlements, they are represented by an agglomeration of solid red square. So if you come across any solid red square, it refers to a permanent hut. And if you have a hollow red square, that refers to temporary hut. Now, we will categorize the settlements into three types: nucleated, dispersed, and linear. So let us take some few examples here. Like you can see Anadra, it is a nucleated settlement. Whereas the settlement here is dispersed. The huts, they are scattered, they are far apart. This is also scattered settlement. Whereas Harmatia, you can see it's a linear settlement. So nucleated settlements, They are found in compact clusters. Such type of settlements may have civic amenities like police station, post office, PTO, dispensary, DB, duck bungalow, IB, inspection bungalow, CH, circuit house, police outpost or chowki, or RH, which refers to rest house. So let us see here the civic amenities in the settlement of Anadra. You have a police chowki, you have a duck bungalow, and you have a dispensary. Linear settlements are found stretched out in a line along roads, railway lines, or on the side of river bank. For example, let us take the settlement of Harmatia. There is a pack track and the huts, they are stretched in a line. So Harmatia, the settlement of Harmatia is referred as linear. And the third type, what we call it as dispersed settlement. So these are scattered settlements and it can be identified in the survey map by red squares spread over a wide area, like you can see here. These are red squares, solid red square, and they are spread over a wide area. Now here you will see two temporary huts. These are permanent huts. If it is a hollow red square, it is a temporary hut. If it is a solid red square, then it is a permanent hut. Now we come to the different types of roads. First, let us take the metal road. Two red lines. Metal road according to importance. That means if we compare this metal road with this metal road, you can see this is wider and this is narrowly spaced. So therefore this road is more important than this road. Sometimes along a metal road you will come across a number like this 20. I have written it here. This 20 refers to distance stone, or we call it milestone, as they are placed 1 mile or 1.6 kilometer apart on the survey map. So that's why they are called milestone or distance stone. So the distance between two adjacent distance stone will be 1.6 kilometer. Next is the bridge. If you have a bridge along the road, it will be indicated by inverted brackets, and that also in red color. If you come across a broken red line, as you see in the picture, it refers to unmetalled road or sometimes road under construction, and it will be gravelled. The second type is the cart track, a single red line. Sometimes along the cart track it will be written in black, motorable in dry season. That means the cart track has a special feature, and this is also an indication that the area receives seasonal rainfall. The third type is the pack track, depicted using broken red lines. Now this is mainly used by the pack animals. And then we have the footpath, which is used by humans. So normally pack track and footpath, they are found in areas where it is uneven. Now we have certain features, cultural features other than permanent huts. So normally in 45D/7 and 45D/10, these three features are very, very important. These are called places of worship. The first one is the temple. You have a door and you have a flag mast. Then it is a chhatri. Normally in Rajasthan and Gujarat, this is very common. And this is a tomb. Or sometimes it can be used for offering prayers. So these three are very common in 45D/7 and 45D/10. Next we come to the rivers. Rivers and lined wells, which is depicted in blue color. So this solid blue dot refers to lined perennial well. We also call it permanent hut. And if it is a hollow blue line, then it is unlined well. So before we proceed further, let me show about the different types of roads here. You can see that this is a pack track, this is a cart track, and this is a metal road. And you can see the number written here, 21, 20. So this 20, 21, 22, it refers to milestone or distance stone. Sometimes you will come across the word causeway here. Causeway. So normally when a road passes over a dry stream, that point of intersection where the road crosses the stream, we refer it as causeway. It is not a bridge. So therefore you can write the definition. It's a very important term. So causeway is a raised road over a non-perennial stream. It is not a bridge. So though it is written causeway here, but actually the causeway is the point of intersection between the stream and the metal road. So if you are asked to find out the 6-figure grid reference of the causeway, you will be taking this point of intersection. These blue dots, you can see them, these are lined wells, lined perennial wells. They are called permanent wells because they are lined with bricks or stones. And in 45D/7 and 45D/10, you will find a large concentration of these wells. Now these wells, they represent, or it is an evidence to show that the area receives scanty rainfall. So, and it also helps in irrigation. That means these areas where you see yellow color with a large concentration of lined wells means these areas are irrigated. Sometimes you will come across an unlined well. Like here you have an unlined well, but majority of the wells, they are lined. Sometimes the word brackish is written. So the well where brackish is written means the water is saline and the water is unsuitable for drinking or for cultivation also. Now this brackishness is due to high rate of evaporation in areas where rainfall is scanty. So water evaporates, leaving the salt behind, and that will increase the saline content of the water. And so the water turns brackish. We come to the rivers here. This refers to a perennial river. This is a dry river. You see it is black dots. That means it is the dry bed of the river. And the third figure, you can see a thin blue line is passing through the river. This thin blue line means there is still some water which is flowing. Or we can say that there is a thin channel of perennial flow. But the river is dry. The river is dry. So therefore I have written here dry river with a thin channel of perennial flow. Now let us come to this term shelving. Shelving refers to the river bank which slopes gently. So where 4R, 7R or 16R is written, this means the river bank is steep. But if this is not written, so we take it as river shelving. That means the slope of the bank is gentle. Now this 4R, wherever this letter R is written, means it is relative height or relative depth. So small r refers to either relative height or relative depth. What is this relative height or depth? That is the difference in height from the top to the bottom. And it is not measured from sea level. Let us take few examples here. Like you have a dry river and 4R is written. This means the relative height of the river bank from the top to the bottom is 4 meters approximately. Here the relative height is 7 meters approximately. Here it is 16 meters. Relative height is 16 meters approximately. Now this R can be written alongside a tank also. This is an example of a dry tank. And this is the symbol for embankment. So this tank has an embankment. That means it is a man-made feature. If it is without embankment, then it can be taken as a natural feature as well as a man-made feature. Now the 2R written here means the relative height of the embankment is 2 meters approximately. So everywhere you'll be using this relative height. Relative depth, you will be only using it in case of lined perennial well. So a blue dot will be there and 14R will be written also in blue. So remember, in this case you will be writing relative depth of the lined well, which is 14 meters approximately. Which is 14 meters approximately. Then you have a dry stream which is depicted in black, and if it is depicted in blue, then we call it a perennial stream. Now, if we refer to the river, the spacing between the river will tell us whether it is a major river or minor river. More spacing means more important. Major river. Less spacing means it is a small river. Sometimes you may have to compare between two rivers. So you have to see the spacing between these two lines. Sometimes along the river bank you will see curved lines like this. Or sometimes along a stream, suppose this is the stream, you will have black curved lines. These are called black curved lines or scalloped lines. Now these are referred as broken grounds. Now let us see what are these broken grounds. It's a very important term. So you'll find these broken grounds along a stream. You'll find it broken grounds along a river like this. Okay. Now these broken grounds, they refer to gullies formed due to gully erosion. There are two types of erosion. You have studied in class 9, sheet and gully. These are the two main types. So this is the outcome of gully erosion, especially along the banks of rivers or streams. During floods, actually what happens here, during floods, when the water overflows the bank, it removes the soil. It causes erosion. And the main reason for this erosion is absence of vegetation and where rainfall is highly seasonal. That means where you have alternating wet and dry periods. And the river or stream is prone to flooding. So during flood, whenever the water overflows the bank, that will lead to gully erosion. Let us see a few things here. So this brackish, that means the well here contains saline water and cannot be used. These black lines, it refers to a non-perennial stream. In 45D7 and 45D10, you do not have perennial river and perennial streams. This is a small river, not a major one. You see 5R is written here. That means the relative height of the river bank is 5 meters approximately. You see this is a tank, dry tank with the embankment, and 4R is written. That means relative height of the embankment is 4 meters approximately. And if you observe here, there is a blue color, blue dot, and 14R is written. So that means this is a lined well whose relative depth is 14 meters approximately. Now, I'll be referring to few terms like important terms. Often it is asked in the examination. Like we refer to this fire line. Where you have forest, you'll come across this feature. We call it fire line. It is represented by double black broken lines, and it will be written fire line. Now this fire line, as you can see here, it refers to a broad path which is cleared through the forest. That means in this path, which is normally 50 meters across, there is no vegetation except for grasses. No other vegetation will be there. Now this is done in order to prevent the spreading of forest fire. Like if you have a fire line here, suppose if this part of the forest has a forest fire, it will not spread to the other part. And this fire line can be used to put off the fire also. Then we come across another word called khera. It is written Sigarli khera. So wherever you come across this word khera, means it is a village where brick kilns are there. So brick making is an important occupation of the people living in this settlement. Okay, that is enough for today.